nationwide. So here we are. It's Cyber Monday. How time flies. Cyber Monday. It seems like it was just Black Friday a couple days ago. Then it was Small Business Saturday. And now here it is, Cyber Monday. And tomorrow, do you know tomorrow's Green Tuesday? Tomorrow is Green Tuesday, whatever the heck that is. But notice how all this consumerism is being celebrated by the very people who ripped it to shreds when it was going on under any Republican president, Ernest Holling. Too much consuming going on out there. Anyway, there are some contradictions. It's a classic mixed message. The Obama campaign has sent its Occupy goons out to attack Walmart stores all across the fruited plain. 38,000 Walmart stores, 7 of them were attacked, and it's considered major news. 7 Walmart stores were attacked out of 38,000, and this is somehow major news. The stores that were attacked by Occupy people were in San Diego, Los Angeles, Honolulu, Nashville, Seattle, Atlanta, and even a place called Del City, Oklahoma. Now, the Obama regime, thinks that it's obviously more important to help their union pals than it is to help the economy. But why do they just go after Walmart? Target's non-union, too. I'm sorry. Michelle pretends to shop at Target, at least for the AP photographers. Remember that? She shows up at Target, and miraculously there was an AP photog there. That's why Target is off the hook. Now, in San Diego, these goons, the Occupy goons, filled up 75 shopping carts with merchandise, some of it probably perishable food. Then they read in unison from a script, no doubt provided by the union, about how mean Walmart is to the working man, and then they left. And they left all 75 carts for the Walmart employees to reshelve all the merchandise. Now, who knows how many people are going to get sick from refrozen food and perishables? Walmart probably has to throw that stuff out. So forth. So this is the kind of people that we are up against, the Occupy movement. And in fact, folks, there is a fascinating story in the New York Times by, who is this? Edsall, Thomas Edsall. The future of the Obama coalition. Let me read this first paragraph to you. The future of the Obama coalition. For decades, Democrats have suffered continuous and increasingly severe losses among white voters. But preparations by Democrat operatives for the 2012 election make it clear, for the first time, the Democrat Party will explicitly abandon the white working class. The Democrat Party is just abandoning white working class voters. The Democrat Party is punting. The Democrat Party is saying, sayonara, we don't care. They are going after the welfare state full-fledged. They are going after the entitlement mentality people of this country full-fledged. They're not making any pretenses. Here's a pull quote. A top priority of the less affluent wing of today's left alliance is the strengthening of the safety net. Top priority. Including health care, food stamps, infant nutrition, diapers, and unemployment compensation. These voters generally take the brunt of recessions and are most in need of government assistance to survive. According to recent data from the Agriculture Department, 45.8 million people, nearly 15% of the population, depend on food stamps to meet their needs for food. And yet, these same people's kids are fed 3 meals a day at school. All pretense, this is in the New York Times, all pretense of trying to win a majority of the white working class has been effectively jettisoned in favor of cementing a center-left coalition made up, on the one hand, of voters who have gotten ahead on the basis of educational attainment, Professors, artists, designers, editors, human resource managers, lawyers, librarians, social workers, teachers, and therapists, and a second substantial constituency of lower-income voters who are disproportionately African American and Hispanic. So the Democrat Party, according to the Obama coalition, Democrat Party, according to the New York Times, is going after the entitlement class, the welfare-dependent class, and the elite in academia, art, human resource management, lawyers, librarians, social workers, and so forth. What a coalition, the backbone of America. And that's who they're going after. They are seeding it, C-E-D. I-N-G. They are seeding working class. They've already seeded Republican voters. They have seeded conservative voters. The New York Times is admitting that the Democrat Party, the Obama coalition, is saying, if you work, we don't want you. If you work, we know you don't want us. If you work, you're the targets. If you work, you are the people we are gunning for. If you work, we are coming after you to make sure that the other elements of our constituency are able to eat. That's what the Obama coalition is saying. Can you imagine if there were a story in the New York Times, Republican Party to white workers, screw you? Can you imagine the charges of racism? And what have you? That would be flowing from this. And in the New York Times, this is a brilliant piece of political strategy. It's instructive, says the New York Times, to trace the evolution of a political strategy based on securing this coalition in the writings and comments over time of such Democrat analysts as Stanley Greenberg and Rai Tashira. Both men were initially determined to win back the white working class majority, but both currently advocate a revised Democrat alliance in which whites without college degrees are effectively replaced in the Democrat coalition by well-educated, socially liberal whites in alliance with the growing ranks of less affluent minority voters, especially Hispanics. It's purposeful. Here you have the sitting president plotting his reelection. And in order to win re-election, what do you need more than your opponent? You need more votes than the other guy gets. And in order to do that, you jettison people who work. Now think of that. You throw people who work, who are white, overboard. And instead, your coalition includes the eggheads who have taught all these people the entitlement mentality. And the entitlement mentality recipients, the people who think that they're owed something simply because they are Americans or because they are in America. And here's Obama, the Democrat Party, saying, you are who we're looking for. You who don't work, you who need welfare, you who need unemployment compensation extension, you who need food stamps, that's who we want. You are our people. Well, how do you get those people? You promise them more. You don't challenge them. You don't tell them that they're going to have to improve themselves. You don't tell them they're going to have to go out and find work. No. You excuse them. We understand. We understand you're where you are because of people like these conservative Republicans who hate you. Well, we're here to take care of you. That's an amazing. I'm not surprised that this is their coalition. I'm just stunned that they're so publicly admitting it. I think it's a big deal. It's not a big deal in the sense that it's always been the case. Well, not always, but I mean, in recent years, this has been the Democrat coalition. But to come out here and have it admitted to in the New York Times is almost a matter of pride and brilliant strategy. What this means is the white working class is the Tea Party. The white working class has abandoned the Democrat Party is what this means. This is the old Reagan Democrat coalition in part. White working class people have decided that they're voting Republican. That's who voted in the 2010 midterms. Now, I should point out also that these voters, these white working class voters, there are some in the Republican establishment who are very embarrassed by them. They're not college educated. They're a group of people wandering around out there aimlessly, and not everybody wants them. We here happy. We're happy to have them as part of the audience. We're happy to have them as they're the backbone of America, working people, for crying out loud. And I don't mean union people. This is not what they're talking about when they talk about working people. Normally, when the Democrats use that term working people, they mean unions. They don't mean it in this case. Obama's alternative path to victory, according to Teixeira and Halpin, would be to keep his losses among all white voters at the same level John Kerry did in 2004 when he lost them by 17 points. This would be a step backwards for Obama, who lost among all whites in 2008 by only 12 points. Obama can afford to drop to Kerry's white margins base because between 2008 and 2012, the pro-Democrat minority share of the electorate is expected to grow by 2 percentage points, and the white share to decline by the same amount, reflecting the changing composition of the national electorate. And again, a top priority of the less affluent wing of today's left alliance is the strengthening of the safety net, including health care, food stamps, infant nutrition, diapers, and unemployment compensation. These voters generally take the brunt of recessions. They are most in need of government assistance to survive. According to recent data from the Department of Agriculture, 45.8 million people, nearly 15% of the population, depend on food stamps to meet their needs for foods. The Democrat Party and Obama are making it official. We're going after life's losers, and we're going to empower them. We're going to make them the reason we win. Now, everybody, you should know this. This should not be a surprise. This is what the Democrat Party has been doing for years. They're admitting it now. They're admitting it. They are saying they're not interested in voters who work.